said goodbye before leaving you alone by the sea. So hard to say goodbye.
Hello, sunshine, come into my life. Hello, sunshine, come into my life. In honesty, it's been a while since we had reason left to smile. Hello, sunshine, come into my life. I'm a minute, you're a minute too. So come on, minute, I want to mingle with you. In honesty, it's been a while since we had reason left to smile. Hello, sunshine, come into my life. You're not so innocent, you're a disgrace to your country. If you fled a million miles, I'd chase you for a day. If I could be bothered. Hello, sunshine, hello, sunshine, hello, sunshine, hello, sunshine, hello, sunshine, come into my life. If you don't want me to destroy you, take a leaf out of my book, turn around and I'll look, because I don't want you to destroy me. I'll commit myself to be in and out of every tree. Gravity, you just pulled me down so quietly. You just pulled me back, and the insects fly all around you. Do you reach your name yet? Or do you lie around the bed when the animals gather round you? Do you ask them for the time, or do you run away and run? Gravity, you just pulled me down so quietly. You just pulled ever seen the sun?
Have you ever seen the sun? Have you ever seen
Rising high to the sound of a drum. Blue and white and yellow sun, capturing imagination. We went down to the Piccolo drum. Never made it into the hum. Down to the Piccolo, down to the Piccolo, down to the Piccolo Snare. Have you ever seen the sea painted red by a bleeding army? Skyhawks gather for a feast on the pawns who will never find peace. Tumble down to the Piccolo Snare. Never made it into the square. Down to the Piccolo, down to the Piccolo. No one particular cares.
we can go home again?
It is BBC Radio 6 Music, and it's a Super Furry Animals takeover. Super Furry FM, Super Furry DAB. Griff, croeso mawr, welcome to the show. Dav Iean, croeso mawr.
Diolch yn fawr, thank you.
It's lovely to have you here. I imagine the rest of Super Furry Animals are in a lockup somewhere, discovering all the things that were packed away a decade ago, Dav.
I've been charged.
Who's been charged?
Oh, not charged legally. I've been charged the power.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Like the members are being charged up.
Yeah,
yes.
plugged in.
before the first tour in. Is it exactly a decade, Griff? Was it 2016? Super Furry Animals were last out.
Yeah, Christmas 2016. Last time we played there.
Yeah. And what's the process been like in getting the band back together, being in a rehearsal space, and just thinking in a Super Furry Animal style again? Dav?
Well, first we had to find all the gear. That took a while. So then we had to learn how to play again. So, yeah, it took a while.
And I mean, you've always been a band who've liked a lot of instrumentation and things on stage, Griff. What kind of gear are we talking here? Like new percussion elements for Dav, or?
Well, we're bringing in our old touring friend Chris Jenkins. He's back on percussion.
Excellent.
So most of the crew is the same as well. So it's a reunion for everybody. There's the band, and then there's Michael Brennan, the sound engineer since 1996. You know, and
it's the same crew as for the early Super Furries days as well. Wow,
more or less. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about those early Super Furry Animals days in a while, but let's hear the first track then, in session for us all tonight here on 6 Music. An absolute treat. This is Super Furry Animals. Super Furry Animals playing for us on 6 Music this evening with... as this has been broadcast, the Furries will have started the tour in Dublin. They've done 2 nights at the Barrowlands in Glasgow, and the tour continues in Llandudno, Venue Cymru, tomorrow and Friday. Then Cardiff's this coming Saturday. You've got Manchester, 2 nights at Brixton Academy next week, and loads more dates. We'll go through more of them a little bit later on. But Dav, as we mentioned, that's on Fuzzy Logic, the debut Super Furries, 1996, 30 years ago this year. Such an exciting time for you as a band. I always loved the cover and all the pictures that came with the Fuzzy Logic artwork, as well as the Howard Marks montage on the cover. But inside, and seeing you all in, was it Rockfield, Dav?
Yeah.
Rockfield. And you just look like you're in, just having a hell of a laugh.
Oh, we were with a pig in excrement. It was probably it's like a residential studio. We hadn't been to one before. It was probably the first big commercial studio that we'd been in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, and we ate loads. And they had Frosties, I remember about it. They're just eating Frosties every day. Fat.
Yeah. But Griff, did it feel like this was it, whatever it is, but you'd got a deal, Creation Records had signed you, this was a debut album in Rockfield. Did it feel good at the time?
We'd read about Rockfield on album covers, but it seemed like no local bands would record there, so we thought, let's go to Rockfield and take it back. And, it's a different vibe. We were used to recording on Pop Noodles, and next thing you're hanging out with Tapau in a field,
Yeah.
And
living the dream. Amazing. But of course the Furry story goes back, predates Creation Records and Fuzzy Logic, doesn't it? Like you and Griff have been mates since how old?
Since about 1983, I think.
Well, I think we met in 83, something.
Yeah,
Bethesda,
yeah, in a youth club.
So proper teenagers then.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
And then you got signed to Angst Records, legendary indie label. The early EPs have just been re-released as well, with an amazing title, Griff.
Pre-creation percolation.
Yeah.
So you're saying that after a bottle of wine?
Kind of sums up. What's it been like listening back to those very early Angst EPs, Griff? before Fuzzy Logic.
Yeah, it's great to have them taken care of, and they've been remastered, and then the compilation has got a lot of music we made pre-Angst even. We made a lot of music with Rhys Evans singing that we've never released before. Not for any particular reason, but we sort of didn't come around to it.
And there's some lost ones as well. There is, kids couldn't find them. We know we recorded them.
Where did you find them? Where were they?
Oh no, we haven't found them.
Oh right, they're still lost. Okay.
They're still lost. There's about 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think there's 31 extra tracks or something online, but I could imagine we'll just keep adding to it as we find old demos and things.
Yeah. The beauty of streaming, I guess. You can add and take away as you wish. But Dav, I mean, you've always been good with the Furries in terms of re-releasing and representing the albums on various formats and on streaming included as well. Have you enjoyed that process of doing all of that?
I don't know. I've hardly been involved in them. It's in fact, I'm not sure what's on them. I think Cliff Skurlock, our friend Cliff, he's the archivist, and he's the one that puts them together. But I tend to shy away from any decisions on that. And there's too many of us trying to make decisions, too many cooks, so I just take a back seat on it.
Yeah, because you've always been a very democratic band, haven't you, Griff? Like, there's always been 5 in the Super Furries, kind of sharing. And do you get, when you do reevaluate records, I mean, do you sit down and listen to them from start to finish, or do you leave it in the hands of Cliff, your archivist?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's different with reissues because you've taken all the decisions, thousands and thousands of decisions to make one album as a band. It's great in a way. There's none of that pressure, and we just make sure it's remastered to really high resolution. 'Cause a lot of the 90s vinyl pressings were really low resolution. They were pressed at CD resolution rather than tape, so they do sound nicer. So it's enjoyable to listen to them again. And then we all passed Cliff all our old drives and cassettes and CDs and things. Maybe, I don't know when, it was about 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something. He came around everyone's house and took everything. So I think he's got everything we have and probably knows more than any of us, what's out there.
I have the idea of Cliff going through Bump's holiday photos from the early 2000s amongst all the music. Talking of which, we are going to hear another Maida Vale session track now. I mean, a session like this then, Dav, how do you go about deciding what to play for the Furries fans?
I don't know, when did you decide?
There was some WhatsApp group, sort of Furry, and then we had a chat about it. And
I just went with the consensus again. It makes life a hell of a lot easier for everyone.
What did you decide on, Griff? What's next tonight?
I don't think, what is it?
I don't know.
I'm reliably informed it's Piccolo Snare next.
Oh, it's a classic. Yeah. No, I love this one.
I'm looking forward to the harmonies on this as well, on the Piccolo Snare.
Right.
Here we go. It's Super Furry Animals in session, and I want to get all your Maida Vale stories as well in a minute. It's 6 Music, and this is Piccolo Snare. A little treat from Phantom Power, Piccolo Snare, Super Furry Animals playing for us on 6 Music, and I'm back at Maida Vale Studios as well. So, Griff, you've been to Maida Vale countless times over the decades.
Yeah, many, many times. I have no idea how many, but a lot.
Yeah, so you did sessions for Steve, Lamac on the evening session.
Evening sessions, things like that,
Yeah. Peel. Did you play in Peel Acres as well, Griff?
Yeah, we went up to his house and we did maybe his last session in Maida Vale.
And when you're going on a tour like you're currently on after a decade as well, I mean, is it like it was yesterday, Dav, thinking about, the times in the city and the times in that venue?
Yeah, I suppose it did feel like, we did that 10 years ago and everybody just popped up again.
Yeah.
And no, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
You're back at the Eisteddfod this year as well, which is happening because it moves around Wales every year. It's the big Welsh Cultural Festival, and it's in Pembrokeshire this year, first week of August. So, Griff, last time Super Furries were there was 30 years ago, and that was just as in your ascendance, wasn't it? Like the Super Furry Animals were a very new band when you played there last time.
I suppose we have more songs we can play now. We've got a lot of Welsh language songs that we don't get to play much.
They haven't been written then, have they? Either.
Yeah, it was before they were written.
Pre-Mung.
Pre-Mung.
Yeah. And talking of Mung, you're playing that beautiful album, which came out in the year 2000, in full, in Llangollen. 12th of July this happens. And again, Dav, that's happening. You never did that before, have you?
Not the whole album, no. I think we did a Mung heavy tour.
Right.
In the States, was it?
Yeah, when the album came out, we toured it in the US, and we did the Reading Festival, and we did Fuji Rock in Japan.
Right. But it wasn't the whole album, you know what I mean? It was just a choice selection.
Yeah.
And it'll be nice playing loads of different songs. We've rehearsed too much songs. We didn't realise how long the set was. We thought it was a couple of hours, but it was a lot more.
Was it?
So we've got to drop.
We actually timed it the other day and realised, oh, right, I think we've rehearsed too many songs. So, but we've got subs now as well. So, you know, if you want to change it around, you know, change the set around, yeah, we've got a strong squad.
You mentioned Cliff Skurlock earlier, Griff. Your friend Cliff's been to Maida Vale previously as well.
Yeah, he's got great Maida Vale stories. My favourite is the first time he was ever in Europe with the Flaming Lips. He went to the subsidised BBC canteen in Maida Vale and got a big meal for himself and fish and chips and stuff. And then he poured, there was a vat of American-style cheese sauce. So he poured loads of this cheese sauce all over everything and then went down to eat it and thought it was a bit of a strange meal, but then realised that it was his first encounter with custard.
That's lovely, isn't it? It's absolutely delicious.
Chips and custard.
That's brilliant. Shout out Cliff Skurlock and the custard.
Yeah, we had Leo Sayre.
Oh, yeah.
I just remember every time we'd come to Maida Vale, it was usually a drive from Cardiff, so you an early start, so you're totally delirious, and then you're not prepared for everything. And like, we had Leo Sayre coming into the room once we were trying to mix the session, and he was just bouncing off the walls.
Bundle of energy was.
Was he in the studio next door, Leo Sayre?
Yeah.
Doing like a Radio 2 session, I should imagine, or something.
Yeah, I think just came to hang out with us. It was really,
No, he came down to see us.
It was like a weird dream. Yeah.
Happy days. Well, it's brilliant having you back at the Maida Vale studios. Let's talk about some of the festivals that you're doing as well as the Eisteddfod. You've got End of the Road on the horizon. You're doing Beautiful Days, the Moseley Folk and Arts Festival in Birmingham, some of the festivals that the Furries are at, but also reuniting with some friends like Beta Band joining you in London, Dav.
In outside the Alexander Palace.
It's Sunday, 12th of July, that one, in Alexandra Palace outside.
All right, I'll put it in my diary. Great band, aye.
And when you get to play live with somebody who was there just about the same time as the Furries started as well, that must be nice.
It was
nice.
I mean, we were, bumped into them all the time at one point, back in the day. But I'm glad they're back. They're great.
Back at it. And some great supports with you playing as well, Griff. Along the road, bands like Panic Shack and Melin, and Get Down services as well.
I think Get Down services we're playing in Bristol in June with them, I think, and Gwenno, and then we're doing Mogwais Festival in Glasgow with Spiritualist, and we're doing a gig in New York, Baxter Dewry and Los Campesinos and Peace Melin.
Well, sounds like a great day out, doesn't it?
I haven't got a clue, Lucky I'm not here on my own. It'd be no interview.
And, there's some really good bands coming, and Panic Shack and Melin in Llangollen, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's brilliant having you back, and you've made so many Super Furries fans happy this year. The month's finally arrived, and best of luck on the road with all the gigs this year. Super Furry Animals back in session for 6 Music tonight. Will you introduce the last song, Griff? And it's not The Man Don't Give Her, by the way. That's purely for the live gigs, I should imagine.
Yeah, we tried dropping The Man Don't once on a tour because we thought, well, we've played it enough, and then it just wasn't the same.
People want their money back.
But this is drive time, and so we need to play a banger we haven't played for a long time. So this is called Night Vision.
That's it. Super Furry Animals in session for 6 Music. Oh, and thanks for all the messages during the session. Claude says, I'm loving hearing this tonight. I'm 50 today. What a birthday treat. Happy birthday, Claude. Mana Monkey says, I love that. Sliding around the kitchen in my Crocs. Looking forward to catching the Super Furry Animals at End of the Road. Hello, Jurgen in the Netherlands. I remember seeing the furries at TJ's in Newport. Mandy says, they're sounding wonderful. Can't wait to see them in Manchester next week. So excited. And Peter in Ayrshire says, fond memories of Super Furry Bingo downstairs in nice and sleazy Glasgow. The launch week of Rings Around the World. In years of gig going, only one that gave my ears a battering. Oh, very good. Thanks for all your messages, and do listen back to the Super Furry Animal session. It's on BBC Sounds for a little while.